Vola anguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitain na barong na Bula FM, nambanduan na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambanduan na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanreking ko sa Bula FM nga. Nakasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambanduan na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang ko Jerry, yang may lambasa. Do barong ng Bula FM, nambanduan.
Bula FM, nambanduan na sir.
In the news tonight, PM talks of COP25 outcomes. House visits for measles immunization. And Mombasa police identify drug hotspots.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Jackie Spate.
On the day that the United Nations once again expressed its concerns with the outcome of COP25, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has also joined in the chorus of disappointment. Executive Secretary of UN Climate Change, Patricia, says developed countries have yet to fully address the calls from developing countries for enhanced support. Bainimarama saying while many missed out on getting on board, he remains optimistic. Indra Singh has more.
Almost a week after the end of COP25, the Prime Minister says despite big nations failing to get on board, he remains hopeful that things will change soon.
COP25 was a chance for nations, including the developed economies, to commit to more ambitious emissions cuts ahead of the implementation of the Paris Agreement next year. Unfortunately, as we all know, many nations missed out on that opportunity. But I did not leave Madrid disappointed. I left filled with a renewed sense of urgency to keep up the pressure on world leaders, what is necessary to address the climate emergency. The window of opportunity to save ourselves is fast closing, but it has not yet shut. That was also the warning that came out from the Secretary General. The largest emitters still have 1 year to summon the courage to act decisively on this issue.
Bainimarama says it was said that most countries have again been shy of making a commitment in the fight against climate change.
I've been disappointed, and we've, in the past few years, that some friends of us have not come on board. In fact, some of the biggest emitters have not come on board. They've actually stood on the sideline, which makes it difficult for the rest of the nations to do what needs to be done so that we can have nil emission by 2050. That's the target that we're going towards.
COP23, under the leadership of Fiji, set the Paris Agreement. And come 2020, countries on voluntary basis need to set commitments to speed up the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Bainimarama says the time to stand on the sideline and play a waiting game is long finished, particularly for those who have been indulging in the usage and production of coal.
I said in Madrid they are part of the problem and need to fast-track their transition towards energy sources that do not recklessly spew carbon into our atmosphere.
The United Nations remains concerned that not enough major economies have signaled that they are ready to shift the needle on climate ambition through improved plans. Because of this, the fight and plight of small island nations like us remains up in the air. Indra Singh, FBC News.
The St. Christopher's home in Nakasi is facing a challenging issue where they have to relocate male orphans who reach the age of 12 to Mba. This as the home does not have the proper facilities to cater for these boys and the safety of other orphans. Sanyani Boiler reports those in charge say this often impacts the boys psychologically.
It is a very emotional task for the sisters at the home to transfer the male orphans to the Velomani Boys home in Mba.
St. Christopher's is only able to care for children from 0 age, boys, until they are 12. And because of gender, and we could not provide for boys who are 12 to 18 years old. Boys have to leave St. Christopher's.
Sister Carlos says many of these boys come to the home with their siblings and the separation affects them emotionally. The Ministry of Social Welfare's Child Services Unit has been providing assistance to the home to help the children cope with this situation.
There are siblings who are placed together in the home from a very young age, and as they grow, we also understand that the need to separate and the consequences there is. So there are also provisions for counseling by our support agencies. So we have partners who provide counseling for children.
St. Christopher's Home recently received donation to build a separate facility where these boys will be catered in the near future. Over 30 children are currently under the care of the home. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
With teams now visiting unimmunized Fijians at their doorstep, the Health Ministry is urging parents to get their children vaccinated. Head of Health Protection, Dr. Alicia Sahukhan, says the latest data received shows that fewer children between the ages of 6 months and 5 years are being brought forward for their measles shot. Kritika Kumar with the details.
The Health Ministry is aware that some parents may be facing difficulties in bringing their children to respective health centers for vaccination.
Physically difficult for them to come out and come to a health center or to an outpost, which is why you notice in Central Division some of the outreach posts have been closed. The reason we're doing this is to mobilize more teams to go house to house.
Dr. Alicia Sahukhan assures there's enough vaccine available.
All Ministry of Health centers and nursing stations currently have the vaccine, so people in those target groups can get vaccinated at health centers and nursing stations as well.
Since the outbreak last month, over 235,000 Fijians have been vaccinated against measles.
The rollout is now beginning to finish off in Central Division. We're going to go into the Western Division, Northern and Eastern. Already the boats and the planes are going into the Eastern Division.
The number of confirmed measles cases remain at 23, with the latest being a 13-month-old and a 20-year-old from Somakia village in Naita City, who are still recovering at home. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Police have identified several drug peddling hotspots in Lambasa. Chief of Operations ACP Maritino Ngiolevu has urged officers to ensure these areas are cleaned up during this festive season. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
Fiji Police Force's long battle against drugs in the country continues. For the Northern Division, it remains a challenge.
We have the red zones as I speak, okay, the known places that we have, we know that in terms of cultivation. There are areas that has been the traditional grounds of this, so our presence is targeting them.
For the main commercial town in Vonolevu, Lambasa, the drug trade is not immune. Speaking to officers during his visit to Lambasa earlier this week, SSP Martino Ngiolevu says there's been several arrests recently.
If you need to be there in civilian to assist the crime intel, be there. If you need to be there, visibility. If even you have to create roadblock.
SSP Ngiolevu says drug peddling in Lambasa is well known, and he is warning officers against working with drug peddlers.
There are malls within, maybe they know about it, maybe they are also involved in it. But let me warn you, if you are involved in drugs, police is not a place for you.
For the past decade, the hotspot drug peddling areas in the north have shifted, thriving in some and declining in others. Eleanor Turangabio, FBC News.
Fijian Holdings Limited Chief Executive Norzab Farid has now confirmed that he has resigned from his position. This follows him fronting an investigation committee of FHL after allegations were brought against him by former female staff. Earlier this afternoon, when reports surfaced that he had resigned, FBC News approached him on the claims, which he had denied. However, he's now confirmed that he has indeed stepped down. Farid has served FHL for the past 15 years as the chief executive.
Today I resign on my own free will and accord. Nobody pressurized me. None of FHL board directors were very professional. None of them wanted me to resign, and shareholders did not pressurize. So the decision to resign is coming from Farid and my family.
Up ahead, Legal Aid Online arrives. And Australian scholarships for 10 locals. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM.
Only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Satyama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Fijians can now access free legal help from anywhere around the globe following the launch of the new online digital portal today. Legal Aid Commission Director Shaheen Ali says the automated online system will connect Fijians to them who need assistance in family, civil and criminal law matters. Sainiani Boiler reports.
Up and running, the new online portal will make life easier for Fijians.
The system is designed to make accessing our services easier and more efficient, reduce operational costs, bring about greater transparency and accountability, and enable tracking of applications and its progress, to mention a few.
Party's director Damien Whippy says the new system has all the relevant features.
The system is meant to route issues easily and also go full paperless. You know, there's a lot of climate issues and there's also a lot of issues with losing information over few years when you store it in paper.
The portal is a cloud-based solution that can be accessed through internet devices at any time. Sainiani Boila, FBC News.
10 secondary school students will be given Australian scholarships next year. This as a memorandum of understanding was signed between the Education Minister and the Australian Acting High Commissioner to Fiji. Minister Rosie Akbar says students from remote schools will be considered for the scholarship under the basis of gender equality and disability. The selection will also be based on merit, with focus on future leaders who are greatly involved in their community development.
This program will start in July 2020 for Year 11 students in Fiji to go to Australia to do a bridging Australian Year 10 from July to December 2020, and then follow the Australian Years 11 and 12, which is equivalent to Fijian Year 12 and Year 13.
This is a new package of scholarships and it's part of the Australian Government's efforts to further deepen educational links with the Pacific under the Pacific Step Up.
In an effort to prove there are still good Samaritans on Christmas Day, the Fijian Broadcasting Corporation will host a brunch for those struggling for their next meal. The initiative, managed by FBC's Today FM, is the brainchild of breakfast show hosts Bob Wangasanga and Jane Vavaitamana. Vavaitamana says she had posted a video online which received massive response from the public.
So it came about when we saw a woman dumpster diving, looking for her next meal, and my co-host and I decided we didn't need the breakfast that we had, and so we passed it over to her. And there was a lot of response from viewers saying that there aren't a lot of good Samaritans left in the world. So we're basically here to prove the theory wrong, that there are still good Samaritans left here in Fiji. There just isn't a platform for them to showcase that they are able to help out and feed people who are basically hungry.
Turning overseas, US President Donald Trump has been impeached over allegations that he abused his power for personal gain. It means he'll now face trial in the Senate, where he could potentially be removed from office. And from the USA to Australia, 2 volunteer firefighters have been killed and 3 have been taken to hospital with severe burns, as a state of emergency has been declared for the next 7 days in New South Wales. And it's business time now with Karoy.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break, Carpenters Fiji slapped with 4th fine this year. And in growing Fiji, major upgrade plan for Sawani to Tadiro Road. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची एफएम सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM. It's hot.
Carpenters Fiji Limited has been slapped with its 4th fine of the year. The Suva Magistrates Court has ordered the company to pay $10,000 for false and misleading price representation. The Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission charged Carpenters Fiji with making representation of price advantages for certain goods that did not exist. FCCC Acting Chief Executive Senika Vikachuta says they received an email from a concerned customer in reference to irregular prices on certain items. This led to a routine inspection by officers who found evidence of the offense. In previous incidents, the company was fined $25,000 for false and misleading representation in September. A month later, they were fined $15,000 for overcharging on price-controlled items and failure to mark price-controlled items. The third incident saw a $20,000 fine for failure to display prices on certain price-controlled items and non-controlled priced items. Shoran from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the stock markets.
It was mostly quiet in the currencies market today. However, sterling was nursing a grudge after suffering a vicious reversal, facing its worst weekly fall since late 2017, down 2.4%. This was after the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson used his extensive election victory to revive the risk of a hard Brexit. The best performer of the last 24 hours has been the Australian dollar. The Aussie rallied 0.5%. A strong employment data indicated a rate cut in February may be less likely. Meanwhile, US home sales dropped more than expected in November. Existing home sales fell 1.7% to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 5.35 million units last month. The US housing market, which makes up about 3.1% of the economy, has been lifted this year thanks to the Federal Reserve reducing interest rates. And that's all from HFC Bank for this week. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. Regional currencies were strong on the foreign exchange market, with the Aussie, the Kiwi and the Kina all gaining on the Fiji dollar. However, the Sangam Moli did well, rising against the Chinese yuan, the US greenback and the euro. Commodities were up across the board. Oil prices went past $61 a barrel. Gold prices were up at $1,478 an ounce, and silver was fairly steady, closing at $17.03 per ounce. A large section of Princess Road from Sawani to Tadirua will see major upgrades soon. The bypass has become a critical route for motorists traveling between Suva and Nausori. Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says the upgrade will take care of all the bad sections between Sawani and Tadirua.
We're working with the Water Authority because they're about to lay a new water main down there. So we don't change the road or rehabilitate the road if we know there's going to be a water main going through it. So we'll work with WAF on that to do the job together. So they'll do the main and we'll do the road at the same time.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Guru, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, national sides and tough pools for Hamilton. And in the interesting year for Fiji chess. Details after the break.
Zalangwela veteronugu, hoi tabua. Aku do talitaina na barong na Bula FM, nambando na seri.
Bula, ang gonoa, ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nandragin ko sa Bula FM nga, na kasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo active ng Bula FM, nambando na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang ko Jerry, yang melambasa, do barong ng Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na seri.
Defending Hamilton Sevens champion Fiji has been drawn in Pool D for next month's tournament and will face Argentina, Australia and Samoa. The women's pools have been drawn as well, with the Fijiana to face their hosts in the group stage.
Yeah, the Christmas period obviously is not as full as the other periods. It's time for players to reflect and get back with families. You know, they've been away from home for a long time. They spend a lot of time in camp when we're here in Fiji as well. They recharge, they get themselves back, but ultimately they come back in with a mindset that, you know, they're going to up their game.
New Zealand, Scotland, USA and Wales are in Pool A, while South Africa, Kenya, England and Japan make up Pool B. France face Ireland, Canada and Spain in Pool C. The Fijiana, on the other hand, are in Pool A with reigning series champions New Zealand, England and invitational team China. Fijiana coach Sayasi Fuli says this is quite a challenging time for them.
Yeah, this is a tough one because the turnaround is too short, and there's the Christmas festival and New Year festival, and we had to include the 1 day, 2 days in between the two festivals, and then camp on the first 2 weeks.
A majority of the players who will make the Fiji Warriors side for next year will be from the national under-20s. Meanwhile, Fiji under-20 coach Kele Leawere will be naming a 50-member squad to prepare for next year's Oceania Championship.
They're going to prepare for the Oceania under-20 in April, and we might put in some of the under-20 boys in the Warriors in March as well. So we're looking at both pictures: the Warriors and the under-20 in Oceania in April.
2019 has been an interesting year for the Fiji Chess Federation, says General Secretary Hilda Vukikomoala. Interest in the sport from kids has been the highlight for the Federation, signaling a bright future for chess in the country. Faria Begum with the story.
Regaining momentum after a lapse of 2.5 years, Fiji Chess Federation member Guru Govind believes in any sport, grooming young players is essential.
In January, we sent our under-18 players, about 8 of them, to play in New Zealand in the Oceania Zono. So I think for any sport, we need to look at generation to generation, and that's what we have to do in chess as well.
General Secretary Hilda Vukikomoala welcomed the interest shown by the young.
A number of players have increased, and we've had a tournament every month, very successful tournaments every month with new sponsors each month. And we've just finished a great nationals with over 40 participants. So 2019 was excellent for us.
Vukikomoala says with this support, she is looking forward to an even bigger and better 2020. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
Russia will appeal against the 4-year suspension imposed by the World Anti-Doping Agency, banning the nation from competing at the 2020 Olympics and the 2022 Football World Cup. The Russian TASS news agency reported the country's anti-doping agency, RUSADA, has said it will challenge the sanctions handed down earlier this month over alleged manipulation of laboratory data. It will mean the case will now move to the Court of Arbitration for Sport next year. In today's Player of the Day, former Blues and Junior All Blacks player Nick Williams being reduced to tears after a touching gesture by his Welsh rugby team. The Cardiff Blues flew out Williams' mother from New Zealand to Wales to surprise him for Christmas. She had not visited her son in Europe since his departure in 2008. That's it from sports. In Weird and Wonderful later on, take a look at the food trends heading into the new year. This and more after the break.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नाइक है, गोंगो लेबू लटोका। रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
In new media tonight, Snapdragon 865 has a SD865 infused mobile device, which shows off the new gamer features, including desktop-level lighting effects and Game Color Plus. And Angie joins you now with the latest from weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We made it to Friday and it's the last Friday before Christmas. Even better when the weather is amazing. We're so close to Christmas, it's literally 4 days away. Hope this fine weather sticks throughout. Now looking at the west, we could get used to this warm weather. eastwards from Pekhabarasuva. It was so promising, it was enjoyed without a single drop of rain. And up north, more finer spells took over. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:41 tonight with high tide at 2:44. Sunrise will be at 6:27. For tomorrow, there will be so much running around since it's the last weekend to shop all the Christmas goodies. So keep calm and enjoy shopping because the weather will be amazing, just like you. Tomorrow's temps, Lambasa will be cool at 33 degrees, the most humid time of the year, and sure to stay hydrated. And looking further on to Sunday, light showers will welcome itself in the picture. So stay safe and have a wonderful weekend. Happy shopping to Jackie as well. And that's all from the Weather World.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, what are your thoughts on the prices of Christmas cakes this year?
I think the price of the fruit cake is expensive now. We have to dig more into the pocket, so we have to buy it for the festive season.
I can't afford it. The price is really high.
I think the price is okay.
It's very expensive this year, but we've decided to bake at home.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we're getting ready to bid goodbye to 2019 and most already making plans for 2020. So what food is likely to top the agenda in New Year? Recapping the main stories for tonight, PM talks of COP25 outcomes, House visits for measles immunization, and Lambasa police identified drug hotspots. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question, we're asking, do you think a local should be given a chance to coach the Flying Fijians team? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our final shot of the week, these children from Yasawas were on their way to the Turtle Island Resort to sing Christmas carols, sent in by Singer Vakatoto. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight and my last delivery to you all for this year. Be sure to join Amrita and the team from tomorrow. I will see you all in the new year. Until then, happy holidays to you all and stay blessed always, dear Fiji. Nisa Modamanda.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number one.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.